Howdy y'all. I'm going to show you a tutorial on how to make my arm shrug. I showed you recently the one I made using Premier Puzzle. I forget the color now. It's really pretty. It begins with an A. But this one is in the color of Kickball. It's really pretty. So I just want to give you a heads up on this. Before you start making this, I'm giving you instructions for someone who's about 5'6", barefooted. So whenever you measure, if you do the 147 stitches, if you're 5'6" like I am, it will normally end up right here on the palm of your hand. That's about how long it is. So if you're shorter than me, you're going to want to not do as many stitches. Instead of 147, you're going to have to do, less than that. If you're taller than me, you need to do more stitches. 5'6" is what you can base it on. If you're a couple of foot shorter, a couple of foot taller, just base your stitches on, just stitch count on that. So, and also, I do 29 rows, and if you're smaller than me, you probably won't need as many rows. If you're bigger than me, then you'll need more rows, because you want it to fit right here. You want it to come together underneath your arm here, and you want it to connect. So that's what I wanted to tell y'all before you started this tutorial to make this shrug. So use the height and your size to go by this. So I'm not small, and I'm not a bigger woman. I'm actually, I think my size is because of my chest, but this doesn't really go with your chest. I would say this is probably large enough for extra large, 2X. And I say 2X because if you're broad shoulders, and I have broad shoulders, then that would probably fit you just fine. If you're smaller than an extra large or a 2X, you would probably need to do not so many rows. This is a project you can fold over, stitch mark, pin with stitch markers, and try it on before you actually sew it up. So I wanted to throw that at you before you start this tutorial. Alright, let's get started. Alright, for this arm shrug, you're going to need Premier Puzzle, and I'm doing this in the color of Kickball. Now, Premier Puzzle, one skein is 328 yards, and it's 100% acrylic. For this one, you're going to need a whole skein and at least half of a second one. The first one I made, I'd only use like one skein. I don't know how in the world I did that, but it just worked out that way. But anyway, you're going to need a skein and a half to make this arm shrug. Okay. Or you can use any number 5 bulky yarn that your heart so chooses. Now you're going to have to already know how to do a chain and half double crochet, and then how to sew in your sleeves. It's not hard at all, trust me. And you're already going to have to know how to attach your yarn to your hook. I don't have one of those setups where I can hold my phone above me and you can see directly like that, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but as long as you know how to crochet, you got this. The hook you're going to need is a J, 6 millimeter. I'm trying to see if that would like zoom in on that, but I reckon it's going to give me a little hard time here. But it's a J, 6 millimeter. Okay? So go ahead and attach your yarn. Everybody has their own way of attaching their yarn to your hook. Alright. Now you're simply going to want to chain 147. Alright, I'm not going to make you watch me chain 147. So go ahead and chain 147, and then I'll meet you right back. Alright, once you get to 147 chains, I'm trying to see if this is not wanting to focus right. You're going to want to take your hook, and you're going to want to go from the second chain from your hook. Don't count this one on your hook, okay? The second chain, here's the first one, and then here's the second one. You're going to want to put a half double crochet in the second chain from your hook. Yarn over, push through that chain, yarn over, pull through one, yarn over, pull through all three. Okay? You're going to do that again in every single chain. Yarn over, put your hook through the loop, yarn over, pull through one, yarn over, pull through all three. Okay? Again, yarn over, put your hook through the loop, yarn over, pull through one, yarn over, pull through all three. All you're doing is putting a half double crochet in each chain. Alright? One more time. Yarn over, push your hook through the loop, yarn over, pull through one, yarn over, pull through all three. Now you're going to want to do that to the end of the row. Alright, we're down to the last 2 stitches, and yes, I have shortened it to do a swatch because I've actually am running out of time. I've got some chores I got to do on the farm. So your row will look like that all the way down it, half doubles all the way down it. Okay? So when you come to your last 2 stitches, you're going to do the same. Yarn over, push through the loop, yarn over, pull through one, yarn over, pull through all three. Last stitch, yarn over, push through the loop, yarn over, pull through one, yarn over, pull through all three. Okay, now all you're going to do is you're simply going to chain 2. Yarn's getting stuck over here. 1, 2. Turn your work. And you're going to go right back into that same stitch. Let me see if I can get a close-up for you. Okay. That same stitch that you just, right there, you see that hole? You're going to go right back in there. Okay? So you're going to yarn over, push through the loop, yarn over, pull through one. You got 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3. Now, do the same thing again. Yarn over this very next one. You're not going to skip any loops. Push through the loop, both top and bottom. Yarn over, pull through one. Yarn over, pull through all 3. One more time. Next loop. Yarn over, push through the loop. Yarn over, pull through one. Yarn over, pull through all 3. Now do that till you get to the end of the row. Last 2. Yarn over, push through the loop, yarn over. I'm sorry, I'm trying to stay in focus for y'all. It's kind of hard to do with just a phone sitting on top of a bowl. Pull through one, yarn over, pull through all 3. Gosh. Yarn over your last loop. Don't miss that loop. Sometimes it's hard to see, but it's right there. Push through the loop. If you have to, turn your work. Yarn over, pull through one. Yarn over, pull through all 3. At this point in time, it would be wise for you to count your stitches. From top to bottom, you're supposed to have 147 on your your work. So these need to add up. Both rows need to add up. If you got one too many, just pull out a stitch. Okay, when you're ready, chain 2, 1, 2, turn your work, and go right back into that same stitch. You see that same stitch right there? Okay, you're going to yarn over, push through the loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through all 3. Again, you've got the feel of it now, I'm pretty sure. And you just keep on going just like that. And this will eventually look better and more even, but you have to count your stitches if you're not used to doing this. If you're just starting to do this, it is wise to count your stitches, okay? Just make sure they all add up. Not 146, but 147. Now, if you're shorter, if you're a shorter person, yours will be shorter. If you're a taller person, yours will be longer. If you're an average height person, like I am, I'm 5'6", barefooted. I'm mostly in my cowboy boots, but, you know, I can't count that extra 1.25 inches. So, I'm 5'6", like I said, barefooted. So, 147 inches is perfect for me, across. Now, you're going to do this for 29 rows. All right? 29 rows. When we get back your 29 rows, I'm going to show you what it's going to look like. Okay? Alright, this, I had to come to our bedroom and lay this on our bed because I'm running out of light. It's almost sunset, so this is the only room that gets a lot of light in it about this time. Alright, that's better. Okay, this is what it's going to look like, the pattern. After 147 stitches on 29 rows. It's very, very long. And at this point, you're going to want to make sure it fits. It fits me. The sleeves are going to be bigger at the bottom of your wrist. Just as big as it's going to be at the top part of your shoulder. But I like that. I like, you know, I like the bigness around my wrist. It doesn't bother me. That this is the way it fits. So at this point in time, you're going to want to measure from the palm of your hand. You're going to want to measure to your underarm, and you're going to want to see how long that is. Whether you try it on first, which is what I suggest, and you can put little clips along it to let you know exactly where you need to stop. I've done and got a clip down here. I know that's where I want it to go. But you want to measure to see how far from the palm of your hand to under your arm where you're going to need to fold it. This one's already folded. See, I already got this one folded, and I've already got, it's already pretty much the sleeve is made. All I've got to do now is take a piece of yarn and sew it. So you see where these little stitch markers are? I'm going to line up my stitches, and I'm just going to sew them shut. Oh. Alright, now it's time to sew up the sleeves. You should have counted your stitches to know where exactly you want your sleeve to go, how far up. I've done and got mine marked with a stitch marker. Mine's 45 inches. Determine yours on your length of your arms. Now all you're going to do is you're going to turn the outside, the one, you know, the piece you want to show on the outside, that's my outside. You want to turn your outside and face the ends together. So you have your inside you're looking at. This is going to be the outside, fold it over. This is your inside, where nobody can see. You're simply going to take some yarn and you're going to attach it to your hook. However you attach to your hook. Okay. And this is all you're going to do. You're just going to sew it up. That's it. Just sew it up. You're going to make your ends meet. Let me zoom in for you. Okay. You see right here? You're going to make your ends meet. And each one has a loop. Over here. You're going to match your loops up. And all you're going to do is you're going to sew it together. You can slip stitch it or you can single crochet it. It's whichever one makes you feel better or gives you the sense of mind that it's not going to come undone. I usually like to single crochet. You stick it through the loop. Stick it through the loop. Okay. And then just wrap your yarn around. I know this is kind of hard to see from this angle. Your yarn's in front. Wrap it around. Kind of pull down on that little piece. Pull through both loops. And then there's your loop on your hook. Pull through that and tighten up. Okay. Now all you're going to do, and I know this seems all over the place, like I said, this is how I've got my camera. I'm able to set up and record. I don't have anything I can like do else with it. Okay, so you're going to take your hook, you're going to insert it through that same loop, which is the first loop again, and you're going to yarn over, pull it through the loop. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Now it's connected. Now go into the very next loop right here, top and bottom, and then the very next loop on this piece. This can get kind of confusing, but you just have to search it out. Okay, so it would be right here. And some of these are harder to go into than others because of just the way they are. You just push through, yarn over, pull through both loops, yarn over, pull through 2. You're just going to do this the whole way down. It's just like sewing up granny squares or any kind of squares. You're just matching this with that one on the same side. Okay, so just push it through the loop, find the one that matches right there, push through the loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And this is what it should start looking like. Okay, we'll do it again. Push through the loop. This one right here. Find the one that matches on the other side, right there. And you'll be able to see better. And you're doing your own. Yarn over. Pull through those 2. Yarn over. Pull through 2. And most of y'all are probably experienced crocheters, so you know exactly what I'm showing you to do. Those of y'all just learning, you'll pick it up. And there's a lot better crochet teachers than what I'm doing. This is my first tutorial ever. So, I know that a better position of the camera would work for you. But you're just going to do that all the way down to your stitch marker. And then once we get to the stitch marker, I'll meet you back. Now when you get to the end, the last stitch, I'm on it right now, you just do it like you normally do it. But now what would be smart is if you turn your work and then you crochet back into at least 4 stitches more. And I'll show you what I mean. Alright, you're going to turn your work. Just going to take it and turn it. In other words, have your sleeve going that direction. And you're going to come here. And see, that's where my stitch marker is. That's where I'm at. And you're just going to simply go back into that stitch. And you're going to secure it. So you're going to go right back into the last stitch. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, get it through that second one. There we go. Now you're going to go to the stitch beside of it. And you're going to do the same thing. Go through both loops that you've already got a loop on. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through 2. Again, the next loop. Yarn over, pull through 1, and yarn over, pull through 2. Okay? Another one. Yarn, push through the loop. Yarn over, pull through 1. Yarn over, pull through 2. And what you're doing is you're simply making this end where the sleeve is going to be open. You're reinforcing this area right here. Because if you don't reinforce this area, when it slips through at your arm, it could be weak and eventually tear or give in or go flimsy, you know, lose its strength. So reinforce your sleeve. When you get to the end, just turn your work and then single crochet at least 4, if not more, back down your sleeve. This will help reinforce it and keep it tight. I'm just going to do 4. And then simply cut your yarn. Pull it through again. And then just make your knot. You can make a better knot than that. And then just weave in your end. Just weave it into one of these stitches here. Okay? And that's all you do. You do that to both sleeves. Both sleeves. And you've got your sleeve. Okay? And then you'll have your beautiful arm shrug. Now I also want to tell you at your ends where your sleeves are, don't forget, I've done and sewed in my ends, but to pull that tight where you joined your yarn, don't forget to pull that tight and then tie a knot there and pull that tight and then sew in your ends here. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's just doubled over because it's actually too long for me to show you here on the table, but this is what it looks like. And then your opening, of course, is right here in the center, in the middle of your shrug. Now you're going to want to turn it inside out and then try it on. Alright, I'm having to stand up and record this so you can actually see the arm shrug now that it's complete. This is where it comes out on my hand, the palm of my hand. Over here on this side also, same distance. And this is what it looks like in kickball, that color. Odd name, I know, but still. And then right here, it comes off your shoulders, right underneath your arm here. Okay, so that's what it looks like, all crocheted up. And it goes probably about right here, backwise. It goes right above your, well, honestly, it goes right on your bra strap. This is the best way to say it. So this is what it looks like crocheted up and how you wear it. It's best honestly worn if you wear it with like a tank top or a short sleeve shirt. But for extra warmth too, of course you can wear a long sleeve shirt, but just make sure it's thin and not thick. So that's how you make my sleeve shrug, arm shrug, whatever you want to call it. Alright, there's your tutorial. I desire y'all make you one. Pick you some pretty yarn, 5 bulky, and go from there. Shalom from Hill'Top Hollar, y'all. Halal'YAHUAH.